Welcome to the Snarky Physicist. It's Science Fiction Week again. I'm KM, and today I'm going to talk about a kind of a short story that turned into a movie. The short story is called Story of Your Life by Ted Chiang, but the movie's called Arrival. The whole premise of this story is about language. This alien ship touches down on Earth, doesn't seem to be hostile. Humans want to be able to communicate to find out what they want. So they send in some of their top-notch linguists to be in conversation with these aliens and try to learn their language and maybe try to teach them some of ours. A big part of the premise is that learning a new language sort of rewires your brain. And I kind of heard about this when I was first trying to learn Spanish. I only took a little bit of it in high school. But the idea that everything you learn makes new connections in your brain. But especially learning a new language, that's like a lot of new connections. There's a lot of new rewiring and all the circuitry in your brain. And the thing about this alien species is that they view time from the outside. They don't live time the way we do, where we see all these sequence of events and we're kind of stuck moving through time at a single speed. They kind of view it from the outside. They see time as a whole. In other words, to this species, time is literally a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Their language is also independent of time. They write in a lot of circles. They write in whatever order they feel like writing. It doesn't seem to have any linear structure to it so much. They write in any orientation that they want. And the learners' minds, the people who are learning this language, their minds start to operate outside of time also. There's some weird consequences of this, but some of my favorite are the physics consequences. If you take a pretty high-level physics course in college, you learn about something called the least action principle. This is the idea that light takes the shortest path through space-time possible whenever it's going through any material or medium or whatever. It's a really weird abstract concept, and it also takes a lot of math to calculate, because it's almost like light already knows what's coming next. It already knows what path to take at the next split second so that it will take the path that in total is the shortest. But this is a species that also looks at time as a whole, not as this sequence. So for this species, calculating that least action principle is really simple, like elementary school level math. But if they try to calculate like the speed of something, just how fast you're going, miles per hour, stuff that middle schoolers can deal with on our planet, stuff that kindergartners can understand, that takes like vector calculus to figure out, because they don't think of time as this sequence. You can't easily just figure out the distance that something went and how long it took it to get there. And of course, I appreciated those physical consequences because that's the kind of thing I'm into. Those kinds of things you will only find in the short story. This story is very conceptual. It's very mind-bending. You'll get some plot. You'll definitely get some character development. Not all of your questions will be answered. That's not to say there's plot holes. There are not plot holes. Part of the point of this story is the questions it raises. And that's kind of how I prefer my science fiction. It may not be for you. If it is for you, here's what I recommend. Read the story, and then watch the movie with a group of people, some of whom have read the story and some of whom haven't. You can get some really interesting conversations afterwards. Again, Story of Your Life, also called Arrival by Ted Chiang. If you have suggestions for me, I always love that. Leave them in the comments. If you've read this story, as always, let me know. I want to know what you think of it. If you've seen the movie, let me know. What do you think of that? How do you think they compare if you've seen both? Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to hear more.